Hello everyone, I am Professor S.N. Mane, Assistant Professor, Department of Processing and Food Engineering, Kekewa College of Agriculture, Engineering and Technology, Nashik. Today we will learn about physiological development and maturity, then compositional changes and physiological breakdown and their control measures. So first of all, we will see what is meant by physiological development. As we know that fruits and vegetables undergoes different chemicals and biological changes during their development and the ripening. Some of the changes which are very important due to the nutrition and health values like appeal, taste, texture, maturity indices, flavor and the perishability, shelf life or the storage. Now the stage of maturity to the ripening at which the fruits are harvested has the greatest effect on the flavor, storage life and marketability. So what is meant by maturation? Maturation is nothing but a stage of fruit development during which that fruit attains full growth. And the ripening means what? It is terminal period of maturation during which fruit it will attain the maximum aesthetic and the edible quality. So during the ripening, there are different kinds of changes maybe happens like ethylene synthesis, solubilization of insoluble cellular compounds, then changes in the cellular membrane permeability, then mixing of substrates, then there is enzymes, and there is the initiation of the metabolic processes. So all these changes will happen during the ripening. So one by one we will see what are that changes. So first of all we will see the structural changes. See, there are number of components which are present in the fruit commodity, fruit or vegetable commodity. See, what are the changes occurs in the cell wall? See, cellulose fiber it becomes very soft and it starts to break. Then middle lamella, it dissolves and gets solubilized. Then cell membrane, it becomes permeable in nature. Then whatever intercellular space present in there, their porosity starts to reduce. Then chloroplast, it converted into the chromoplast. Then mitochondria is called as a building house of the cell. So energy house of the cell. So it starts to break down due to the over-ripened condition. Then cuticle. There is the deposition of the cuticles and the wax layer in case of grape and pear. Then epidermal hairs. See here, number of epidermal hairs during the ripening, it starts to reduce and disappeared. So this case, it happens in case of rambutan fruit. See, this picture had shown here how the initially their numbers are of hairs are large, simultaneously it starts to get disappears. Then lenticels, these are the number of openings which are present in the epidermis, so it starts to increase and that's why it resulted into the shriveling of fruits and vegetables. The stomata are also related with the respiration and transpiration of the commodities. Here number of these stomata openings are becomes more. So if these numbers are more, then there is the shorter storage life of the commodity and vice versa condition. Then sclerenchyma, it is a protective tissue present in the commodity. This fiber and scleroids, it starts to become lignified. It means it becomes tough in nature. Then vascular bundle and endocarp, both are also becomes lignified. See, this is the inner view of commodity, which is divided into the endocarp, mesocarp and exocarp. As we know that endocarp is the innermost part of the commodity, that is stone part or that, and mesocarp is the fleshy portion or the pulpy portion, and exocarp is the outer covering of that commodity. Okay. And see here the plant cell has shown here what are the where is the nucleus, then mitochondria, ribosomes, then cytoplasm, then chloroplast, then cell wall, cell membrane, vacuole. So see, these are the number of components of the plant cell, how it is looks and how it get converted into the another components during their ripening process. Then we will go towards the physical changes. Now, first physical change it occurs, that is the in case of water content. this water content starts to get increased due to the ripening process. Now this additional water, it comes from the respiration process. Means here carbohydrate gets utilized in the respiration and there is development of the water. Also dry matter, it starts to increase. That's why fruit fat also goes on increasing. Then color, their skin color from the green, it goes on changing to the yellowish in color, red or purple in color. So along with their skin color, some fleshy portion or the seed color also goes on changing from white color to the yellowish or the reddish or the creamy white color, like that. Then seed color also changes from white color to the brown color in case of papaya, watermelon, apple, etc. Then fruit firmness. Due to the ripening, there is decrease in fruit firmness, and so that it becomes soft. Then flavor and aroma goes on increasing, and regarding specific gravity, it also goes on increasing. So these are some physical changes. Now we will move towards the biochemical changes. Now, first of all, biochemical change happens in case of hormone. Now this ripening hormone, ethylene is one of the ripening hormone which is naturally secreted into the commodities. Now this hormone, it starts to increase. Then along with this ethylene, abscisic acid also goes on increasing in case of grape, pear and peach. But auxin and cytokinin, these hormones, it starts to goes on decreasing. Then respiration. As we know that respiration process is related to the physiological age and the condition of commodities. High the respiration rate, lower the rate of lower the life of that commodities, and the vice versa condition. Now on the basis of the ripening period, that based on ripening period, it has divided into 4 stages, that is pre-climateric, climateric, climateric, and post-climateric. Now, based on the climateric pattern, fruits and vegetables divided into the climateric fruit and non-climateric fruit. We will see the difference. Usually, most of the commodities are classified under these 2 types. Like climateric fruits. What is mean by climateric? As you know that there is higher amount of ethylene and the starch. In non-climateric fruits, there is low level of this ethylene and starch. Then climateric fruit exhibits the climateric peak during ripening. Then their respiratory response, it doesn't get changed as a function of ethylene concentration. And these fruits starts to ripen even after harvesting. So their example has given mango, banana, then papaya, guava, apple. So all these commodities, then in vegetables, tomato, all these then chilies, these are comes under the climateric fruits. Whereas non-climateric fruits, it doesn't get ripened even after harvesting. Their development or their ripening stage is completed when they over the plant surface. Their examples are like citrus, grape, pineapple, lychee, jamun, then strawberries, etc. Then next biochemical change is the carbohydrate. Carbohydrate, it serves as a storage material in most of the commodities. In the plant cell, food is stored in the form of starch. So this starch, it goes on decreasing or disappear during the ripening of fruits like mango, banana, and this starch get converted into the sugar. Then pectic substances. These are the derivatives of the polygalacturonic acids, and the parts of carbohydrates which are present as a cellulose and pectic substances in the cell wall. So pectins together with cellulose, it serves as the integral part of the cell wall. So it is related to the texture of fruit. During ripening of the fruits, water insoluble protopectin goes on decreasing, and there is increase in the increase in soluble pectin, which is leading to the softening of our fruit tissues. So during ripening, depolymerization and deesterification process will be goes on. Then sugars. Sugars are responsible for sweetness or quality of the commodity. As the more amount of sugar is present, then it is good in nature. So as we know that number of sugars are present, primary sugars, secondary sugars, and or simple sugars and polysugars. Okay, uh, monosaccharide, disaccharide, and polysaccharides. Sorry, simple and complex sugars. So, as we know that galactose, xylose, lactose, maltose, raffinose, and statiose. These are some of the examples of sugars. Okay, so the sugar present in most of the fruits, like all these kinds of sugars are present in the any kind of commodities. Then also sugar alcohols are also present, like sorbitol. Sugar, it is called as a sugars are known to increase during the ripening of the fruits. So sometimes sugar phosphates are also present in the low concentration in the banana and apple. Then along with sugar alcohol, sugar phosphate, sugar acids are also present, like galacturonic acid, gluconic acid, galacteric acids. Then acids. As we know that acid content, it is very much important in order to prolong the shelf life of commodity. Means the respiratory energy of, sorry, these are important source of respiratory energy in the fruit tissues. Most of the times these acid content are responsible for the reducing the growth of microorganism. So acid content are very much important. It for increasing the shelf life. Now, as we know that most of the principal acid content present in the commodities like citric acid, malic acids, then gluconic acid, oxalic acid, like this, tartaric acids. So during ripening, this acid content goes on increasing. And these acids are most of the presence in the vacuoles. Then pigments. Pigments are responsible for what purpose? For the color of fruits. So chief pigments like chlorophyll, carotenoids, then anthocyanin. Okay, chlorophyll is responsible for green color, then carotenoid for the yellow to orange, and anthocyanin for the red, blue, and purple color. So these pigments are present in the plastids, and it starts to develop during ripening. Okay, so degradation of chlorophyll, it is takes place, and there is a synthesis of number of different pigments like carotenoid, anthocyanins, xanthophylls, like this. Then lipids. Lipids are also important for the aroma or the flavor of the fruits. These lipids are classified as into the fatty acids, then reserve lipids, and leaving membrane lipids. Okay, so during ripening, these oleic and palmitic acids goes on increasing in case of avocado, and stearic in the banana, then triglyceride in the mango. This total lipid and fatty acids also increases during the ripening in case of mango. So the ratio of palmitic and palmitolic, it determines the aroma or the flavor of mango varieties. So this ratio, if it is less than 1, in like varies between 0.8 to 0.9, so it is in case of Alfonso and Langra. So we said that it has the strong aroma. If it is more than 1, between 1.5 to 1, sorry, 1.1 to 1.5, in case of Neelam and Bangalore. So we know that these commodities or this variety of mango which are having less little aroma or the flavor than the Alfonso. So that is depending upon the ratio of palmitic and palmitolic acids, sorry, lipids, and which are responsible for the flavor and aroma. Then next one is the protein and nucleic acid. These are also playing very much important role in the cellular organization and the complement of enzymes which are responsible for the metabolism reactions. So the blocking of protein synthesis at early climacteric stage which inhibit the fruit ripening and the ethylene synthesis. So protein and total RNA content goes on increasing during the ripening process. Then amino acids. Amino acids are also important for controlling, for what purpose? Post-harvest behavior of the fruit and vegetables. So these amino acid like glutamic acid and aspartic acid, these are goes on increasing during ripening process in tomato. And then total free amino acid goes on increasing in case of grape berries, arginine and proline. These are the major amino acids of the ripe berries. Then enzymes. Enzymes are responsible for physical and chemical changes in the fruits and vegetables during the ripening. So cellular activity goes on increasing during ripening of tomato and peaches. Now different enzymes like hydrolase enzyme, then oxidoreductase enzyme. So these enzymes goes on increasing. The lipase activity goes on increasing during ripening of avocado along with some fatty acids. Then acid phosphatase, it is involved in the carotenoid biosynthesis. It increases during the ripening of mango and banana. Then peroxidase and polyphenol oxidase are involved in the ethylene biosynthesis. Then vitamins. Now the vitamins are very much important in the human nutrition. So we know that types of vitamins, fat soluble vitamins and water soluble vitamins. So vitamin A, which is containing carotene content, as we know that it goes on increasing in case of mango, papaya, jackfruit. Then vitamin B, such as pyridoxine, thiamine, riboflavin and niacin also increased in the ripening process. Then different minerals. Minerals like calcium, iron, potassium, magnesium, sodium, sulfur. Okay, these are very important. And these minerals also goes on increasing. The calcium, it is one of the important constituent of the cell wall which provides the firmness or toughness to the fruit and vegetables. So there are little change in the mineral contents of the fruits. So somewhat little change will be happens in the ripening. But in grape, level of calcium and ash content goes on decreasing and the potassium and sodium goes on increasing. Then phenol. Phenols are the byproducts of the aromatic amino acids which are important for the disease resistance and the color and flavors. So polyphenol present in the fruits are cinnamic acid, which are the derivatives of the chlorogenic acid. So phenols are oxidized into the quinones by the polyphenol oxidase and quinines polymerized into the tannin. Then volatile compounds. Volatile compounds are very important for the fruit aroma. So in which esters, aldehyde, ketones, then hydrocarbons, acetate and alcohol. These are the examples of volatile compounds which are present in the small amount, and these are the characteristics of each fruit. So for example, ethyl to methyl butyrate, which is present in the apple, then eugenol present in banana, then ethyl acetate present in the pineapple, sorry, methyl and ethyl ester present in the pear, then linalool present in the papaya. So these kind of volatile compounds goes on increasing in that commodity, which increases the during ripening process, and it will give specific aroma to that fruit. So thank you. This is all about physiological development of the commodities. What are the different changes happens during the ripening, physical changes, structural changes and the biochemical changes. So thank you.